Welcome back to a course on calculus for several variables. In this lecture, we are going to talk about some applications of the directional derivative. So, the primary application starts with the calculation of tangent planes and differential, right? So, this is where we start our talk today. Suppose you have a function, a vector r, which is given to be a smooth curve of the level surface. This one. That is, whenever you are given a function of three variables, the level curve is just equating the function to some constant kr to some c. Okay, we'll have to equate this to a constant. So when you equate this to a constant, this function of three variable becomes a curve, and that surface, and that surface we call it as a level surface, and that shall be represented in a parametric form using in a vector notation using these kind of things. Okay, here when you plug these things into the function, your curve has the representation f of g of t comma h of t comma k of t. And when you start differentiating this one, okay, so when you are about to differentiate this one, this is a function of only one variable, that is t. So when you differentiate, you would get del f upon del x, but your x is replaced with your g. Suppose instead of writing it as a g of t, h of t, k of t, you may also write your r vector to be x of t I vector plus y of t j vector plus k of t k plus z of t k vector. You may write this way as well, so that it is dx upon dt plus del f upon del y multiplied with dy upon dt plus del f upon del z multiplied with dz upon dt equated to 0, since we have the constant on the right hand side. Now here in our case, your x, y and z are replaced with the functions g, h and k, and that is why you have them here. Now if you take out del f upon del x and del f upon del y and del f upon del z and write this as a vector, okay, so you write this one as a vector and the remaining parts as another vector. So the dot product of these two vectors is your this quantity. So this is your gradient vector and this is your derivative of the r vector. If you make the dot product of these two, you are getting these two things. So whenever a dot product of two vectors is 0, we say these two are orthogonal to each other. In a two-dimensional setup, this orthogonality is spoken in the terms of perpendicularity. Okay, in general sense, we say they are orthogonal. Okay, so R, your del f is orthogonal to the curve's velocity vector. Curve's velocity vector is the tangent plane. Okay, so with which we define the tangent plane at any point on the level surface of a differentiable function. S is the plane passing through the point P naught and normal to the gradient vector. So if you have to talk about the normal line, is the line passing through the point and is parallel to the gradient vector. Okay, so the equations of the tangent plane and the normal line is given like this. So your derivative of f with respect to x evaluated at the point. Similarly, you will have to identify all the derivatives and just multiply them with x minus x naught, y minus y naught and z minus x naught. Add these things up. That will give you the tangent plane, required tangent plane. If you have to find out the normal line to this, the parametric form of the normal line is found using these formulas. Okay, so here we have a problem. In this problem, we are asked to find out the tangent plane and the normal line of the surface. This is the given surface. Okay, if you closely look at it, this is f of xyz equals x squared plus y squared plus z and is equated to 9. Okay, actually we have a function of three variable and is equated to some constant. That is why we were able to get some surface. Okay, so here this is your surface. Here hope you people know that we are not able to plot the functions of three variable, because you will take input from a three-dimensional space and you will have to plot the output in the four-dimensional fourth dimension. That is why only the inputs can be plotted. So these are some basic ideologies that I have told in the beginning of the course itself. Now, if you plot your surface, you can see very well this is happening, and we are asked to find out the tangent plane at this point 1, 2, 4. Okay, this is 1, 2, and 4. So approximately this is the point. So if you draw here, if you draw a tangent plane, you are going to get this one, and the normal line plane is this one. So we'll have to calculate all these things, not by using the geometrical ideas, using the gradient vector idea. So first of all, identify your gradient vector. In order to identify your gradient vector, first what should you do? We'll have to identify the del f upon del x, that is 2x, del f upon del y is 2y, and del f upon del z is 1. Okay, if you evaluate your gradient vectors, okay, at the point 1, 2, and 4, you are going to get 2 here, x is 2 and y is 2, therefore you are going to get this quantity to be 4 and this is 1. So if you write them in the vector notation, you are going to get this one, right? So you have got your vector, and you can very well write down your equation of the tangent, that is del f upon del x multiplied with x minus x naught. What is your x naught? It is 1 here, plus del f upon del y multiplied with y minus y naught, plus del f upon del z multiplied with z minus z naught, and this is to be equated to 0. So if you plug in your values into it, your del f upon del y del x value is 2, this is 4, and this is 1. Similarly, this value is x minus 1. So this is y minus 2 and this is z minus 4. So when you give all these things, this is what you are going to get. And you can simplify this as 2x minus 2 plus 4y minus 8 plus z minus 4 equals 0. So when you have only the variables on the one side and take the constants to the other side, you would get a 14. Right? So next we'll have to identify the normal line to the surface. Normal line to the surface means x with del f upon del x evaluated at the point plus sorry, I think I am making some mistake. Sorry, so I don't know what is happening with this. Your x may be written as, okay, you can look, okay, your x is x naught plus del f upon del x evaluated at the point multiplied with t. So your x naught value is what? X naught value is x naught plus del f upon del x evaluated at the point multiplied with t. So this is 1 and this is 2 times of t. In a similar way, your y naught value is 2, 2 plus 2 times 4 times of t, and then 4 plus 1 times of t. Now we have done the required calculations. So next, if you wish to find out the tangent to the smooth curve, z is equal to f of xy. Hence you may treat your f of xyz as small f of xy minus z. If so, your del f upon del x is going to be your small del f upon del x. Okay, del f upon del y is going to be del small f upon del y, and your big one del f upon del z is going to be minus 1. If you just plug in these values into the previous cases, here you are going to get the requirements for this case. The plane tangent to a surface is given by this formula, that is in equation 4. Okay, here we are asked to find out the plane tangent to the surface z is equal to x cos y minus y e power x at the point 0 comma 0 comma 0. So we have this to be our function. So here let us calculate del f upon del x. That happens to be cos y minus y e power x, and del f upon del y is minus x sin y minus e power x. So if you plug in your values, given values 0 0 0 into it, you would have what? So your del f upon del x evaluated at the point 0 0 0 is going to be 1, and actually it is 1 minus 0 times of e power 0. It is going to be 1. So del f upon del y is going to be minus 0 times of sine 0 minus e power 0, which turns to be minus 1. So we have this one. Therefore the tangent plane, that is your del f upon del x multiplied with x minus x naught plus del f upon del y multiplied with y minus y naught minus times of z minus z naught equals 0. If you plug in the values of del f upon del x, that is 1, and del f upon del y is minus 1, and x naught, y naught, z naught is simply 0. So if you give these values, you are going to get this one as your tangent plane. Okay. Next, we have a problem. Here it is given that the surfaces F and G meet in an ellipse. Okay, we have two surfaces, they meet in an ellipse. Find the parametric equations for the line tangent to E. What is that E? That is the ellipse in which those two surfaces meet. Okay, so tangent to the ellipse at the point 1 comma 1 comma 3. This is the thing that we'll have to find in this problem. Okay, let us see how we are going to do it. So we know the tangent line is orthogonal to the gradient of this one and this one separately. Okay, so if it is orthogonal, sorry, if it is orthogonal to perpendicular orthogonal, if it is orthogonal to both these things, therefore we can say this tangent line is parallel to the cross product of these two vectors. Okay, these are some results from the basic vector algebra that you people have learned in your schoolings. Now let us identify what is our gradient f. So from this your del f upon del x is 2x and del f upon del y is 2y. Okay, and del g upon del x is 1 and del g upon del y is also 1. So actually it must be sorry, it is 0 and del g upon del z is 1. Here your del f upon del z is 0. Okay, so if from this, if you write your del f evaluated at the point 113, it is going to be 220, and your del g is going to be 101. Now we'll have to calculate the v vector. So that is the cross product of these two vectors. Hope you know this calculation and you find this to be your thing. Your tangent line is going to be parallel to this one. So what you have got the direction. Okay, so it is 2 minus 2 and 2, and you know the point in which you'll have to talk these things. So you just substitute x naught, y naught, and x naught, y naught, and z naught. So you get the equation of the tangent line. Okay, here the first one in the problem itself, they specified that this is a cylinder and this is a plane. So you are cutting a cylinder with the plane, and therefore you are getting an ellipse. Okay, it is not a straight plane which is parallel to any of the axes. It is some plane. That is why you are getting it to be the ellipse, and all these stuff, all the requirements, geometrical requirements are explained in this diagram itself that you can refer. So the next topic is estimating change in a specific direction. So if you have to estimate a change in a direction in one variable case, that is df is going to be what? F prime at p naught times of ds. Okay, here the role of ordinary derivative is replaced by the directional derivative in more than one variable case. So if you have to talk about the change that is happening in a specific direction, that is given by this one. So this quantity ds represents the change, a small change. Okay, you just evaluate your directional derivative and multiply it with the small change. That is going to give you the change that we are estimating. Okay, so here in this problem we are asked to estimate how much the value will change if the point moves 0.1 unit from a particular point straight toward this point. So here we are given with three different points. From this point to this point we are moving. So if we have to move from this point to this point, we'll have to subtract p1 p0 from p1. So it is going to be a 2 1 and minus 2, right? So now let us evaluate whether this is a unit vector or not. Okay, let us take u vector to be 2y plus j minus 2k, uh, and see what is our u vector. This is under root 2 squared plus 1 squared plus minus 2 squared, which turns to be under root 9, which is 3. Okay, so therefore your u cap is going to be p0 p1 upon absolute of p0 p1, and this is what your unit vector. Now you can find out the gradient. So in order to find the gradient, what should we find? That is del f upon del x, which is what, y cos x, and del f upon del y, which is going to be simply sin x plus 2z, and del f upon del z, which is 2y. If you plug in the points, okay, so which point is to be plugged in? So from this point we are moving. So this is the point that you have to plug in. So if we evaluate your del f at the point 0 1 0, it is going to be x is 0 and y is 1. So you will have 1 here, x is 0 and y is 1, and z is also 0. Therefore you are going to get 0. And here your y value is 1, therefore it is 2. So 1 0 2. So this may also be written as I vector plus 0 j vector plus 2k vector. So that is what you have here, right? You just make a dot product of this gradient vector with your u vector, and you are getting this to be a directional derivative value. So we are asked to evaluate the change that is given as df is equal to this quantity with this the change. What was the change expected? That is 0.1 unit. So you just multiply this minus 2 upon 3 with 0.1, and you get this as approximately minus 0.067 units. Thank you.